Well, hello, YouTubers, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitter. This is Katherine Johnson, servant of the Lord and your honorable servant. I want to thank you for tuning into my channel. If you like what you hear, give me a thumbs up. If you really like it, subscribe. Well, God sent me back to give you another message from His throne room. And I'm excited about this message. God told me to give you this announcement. He said He has heard your prayers of repentance. He said, my church, arise and shine. Your light has come, and the glory of the Lord will be lifted upon you. A revival of the church is breaking out globally right now. God is pouring out His Spirit for His end time church. You see it in Portland, Oregon. You see it in New York, California at their beaches. You're going to even see it in China. Brazil is having a revival. Other nations are going to have revivals in their churches. God said, do you know what a revival is? God said it's a restoration of my church. It's from a church that was dead spiritually, morally declining. And through prayer and repentance, I restore my church back to me with the zealousness and the life they once had for me. And as a result of that revival, there is a harvest, a great harvest of souls, non-believers, converting to Christianity. There's also signs and wonders that follow, miracles. This is because of God's pouring out of His Spirit. But God is restoring the church. He's healing it. Biblically, you see this in the Bible with the Israelites, where they were morally declined. They were in captivity until they cried out and repented to God, and God restored them. You've seen past revivals. The Church of Acts, the first church, broke out in revival. There were also Azusa Street revivals in the 1930s. The Jesus People revival in the 1970s. And God is having one more revival. Glory be to God. And these end times, as He spoke about in Matthew, Joel, and Revelation. He said He's going to pour out His Spirit in Joel on all flesh. And your sons and daughters shall prophesy. He mentioned in Revelation that His church, His saints, are going to overcome Satan by the blood of the Lamb and the words of their testimony. And they'll love not their lives to the death. God said His church will be salt and light for Him. So God said, you want to know how revival comes about? Through much persecution, as the church is going through right now. God said, out of this persecution, I'm pressing my church to come forth. Those that love me will keep my commandments and do my work will come forth in boldness and the zealousness to preach my word, do signs and wonders. God said their light truly will shine, and the world will know that they are mine, and by the love they show toward one another. So God is empowering His people in this time with boldness and zeal. In 2 Chronicles 7, verse 14, God says, if my people, which are called by my name, will humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven. I will forgive their sins, and I will heal their land. God says, church, come forth. Let your light shine so man will glorify your God.